It all started with neighbors, housed and unhoused, gathering around a bucket fire, sharing stories, sharing life, sharing warmth. We are a group of people who envision communities that are safe, supportive, and full of opportunity. Welcome to the Bucket Fire Podcast by Cultivate Initiatives.
Greetings, welcome, Jen.
Caleb.
Jen, you're from this area? You're from
Yep.
Oregon?
I'm born and raised here out of 282nd, way out in East County, in an old Victorian farmhouse sitting on 2 acres. It's like really, I'm a country mouse at heart. I've learned to adapt to live in the city, do the things the cities bring, but that's not where my heart really is, per se.
Did you leave Portland? Have you been?
I've traveled to a lot of places.
Yeah.
I always come back. Can't help myself. My home will always be here. My heart will always be here. There's a lot of places I want to see still. A lot of places I want to go to. A lot of the places I have gone to and seen, it's amazing to meet people that I've never met. Folks, not one day, but it's like, oh, you remember somebody from home. You remember somebody from home. And it's, I love finding the commonalities of humans. Anywhere I've ever been. It's pretty cool.
That is. How did you get connected to Cultivate?
So, you guys, I think it couldn't have been too long after the first meet and greet at the Plaza 122. A lot of the folks that I used to run the streets with, I started hearing about this place. I couldn't remember the name, but it was C something or something. I couldn't remember the name. So like pop place. Jen, you gotta come in. You gotta come in, man. This place is amazing. You gotta come in. You gotta come in. And it took me 3 years to get the courage to come here, and to see folks that I work with now today, one by one, I won't name names, get off the streets, and all of a sudden I'm like, well, where did this person go? Oh, they got a job. Oh, they work for Cultivate. Slowly but surely, people I ran the streets with, they all just continue their chapter in their life. And it took me 3 years to get here.
What shifted?
I felt accepted by people who did not know me from Adam, and to come to a place that I didn't know you, I didn't know you guys, but there were people there that I ran the streets with for years, and so that put me at ease. It's like, okay, I know Jay, I know Doll, I know a few of the folks. Like, I don't feel so out of place, because I felt out of place my whole life. Maybe it's appropriate, maybe it's not, but I call it the awkward arm. You know, if you're hanging out with whoever, you got the one arm, you know what you're doing with it. There's always the other arm you don't quite know what to do with. That was me. I felt like that my whole life until I came here. My first month here was rough, to say the least. And then my personal life went even more skitsy after that. And everyone here, everyone here, you guys all supported me. You put your arms around me to keep me safe and remind me that I don't have to deal with the things that I'd allowed to happen to me in my past. And it gave me courage.
It makes me, think of the importance of community.
It matters so much.
And relationships, that no matter how many services and supports without community, without relationships,
then it's empty. It's empty.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a piece of something that's not real. I tried to fight who I was at my core for years. Didn't work out too good, thank God, because I love the person I am today.
You used to be an intern. Now you're a beautification lead.
Yes.
You tell us what a day looks like for you.
It usually takes me a little while to get out in the mornings, but what my day entails is sometimes I'm running one crew, which means myself, an apprentice, and then 3 interns. Yeah, folks out at the 5-day program. So I'm running 2 crews, so that means myself, another driver, my right-hand man, and then 2 crews of interns. Go out in the community if we're doing in the city. Everywhere we stop, first thing I do, I hop out, if there's somebody there, I introduce myself, ask, can I approach? And then tell them who we are, who I am, who we are, why we're there. So I promise I'm not the cops. I'm not here to take your stuff. I just want to help. And it's been really cool the last 2 years, which May 3rd was my 2-year mark, which is awesome. To see over the last 2 years how folks I built relationships with, the turnaround as far as the first the real standoff, it's like, who the F are you? Why are you here? What do you want? To, Jen, you're here. You know, and to know these folks on a first name basis. And say, I will be here on this day. What do you need? If I can, I'll bring you whatever I can. And it's beautiful.
You shared this week that you all were out in the community and a neighbor stopped by. You want to share that?
So I was out the other day, a couple days ago, out in the community, and I had a friend of mine who's a former Navy SEAL. He saw the truck, he flagged me down like in the middle of the road going, Jen, cool, hadn't seen this guy in quite a while. So come here. And what's going on? Got chit-chatting. We were recently honored by local news and the Rosarians for the work that we do in the community. He came across an article somehow, and then he started doing his own research. And he came up to me, tears in his eyes. He goes, Jen, thank you. I said, for what? And he explained to me that after learning more about what we really truly are about, that it restored his faith in humanity across the board. And the man's been through some pretty horrific stuff that, you know, nobody really wants to talk about. You can see in his eyes, the little he has mentioned, you can see in his eyes the things he's seen, and he's been jaded for a very long time. And to approach me, like flag me down, almost hit him, honestly. Almost hit him in the truck in the middle of the street. That made my heart sing, that we were able to do that for somebody, you know, for anybody, for everyone.
Yeah, the the boost of like, we can do this is what's strong.
There's nothing that we can't do.
And I think we often can focus on what's wrong.
Of course.
And to be
it's
able
easier to do that, maybe.
And to be able to be a group of people that like, no, we're gonna focus on what's strong.
It doesn't matter what it is. There's nothing. As a collective, there's nothing we can't do.
What puts wind in your sails, makes you giddy?
Besides nature and of course Cheeseball coming here to see all you guys. What puts wind in my sails is to see the smile in someone's eyes that I've never met before when they realize I see them for them. It doesn't matter if you're dirty, it doesn't matter if you smell, it doesn't matter. I see you for you because I am you and they are me. That's what puts wind in my sails.
Thank you, Jen.
You're welcome.
Thanks for being a neighbor, being a friend.
There's no place else I'd rather be.
And being a true example of what it looks like to show up even in the midst of less than ideal circumstances.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for you.
I'm grateful for you also, Caleb.
Thank you.
If you're inspired by the stories you heard and want to be part of positive change, visit our website, stop by for a tour, or simply say hi to a neighbor. There's always room for you around the fire.